Hello guys, welcome back to another book review here on Beyond the Realms. Today I am reviewing the 6th book of the Vampire Chronicles entitled The Vampire Armand. Now, excuse me, this series up until this point I have enjoyed quite a lot. Interview with the Vampire I thought was a really good start to the franchise. The second book, The Vampire Lestat, is probably, well, it's my favorite book of the series. It's just absolutely awesome. The third book is The Queen of the Damned. I really love that one too. After that point, people it gets hit or miss with a lot of people, but I personally really enjoyed the fourth book, The Tale of the Body Thief, a lot. And then the fifth book, Memnoch the Devil, that one's even more disliked by fans, but that is probably my second favorite book of the series so far, and I really enjoyed it a lot. So I was really looking forward to the sixth book. You know, Armand is he's been there throughout. He was there in Interview with a Vampire, mainly in that one. He was in there with the Vampire Lestat. He's been in all of them so far, from being in a lot, Interview with a Vampire, to a little bit Memnoch the Devil. So yeah, I was looking forward to hearing his story. But guys, honestly, with this one, this is the one where I have to agree with the naysayers. This book is just not very good. It's very slow. It's verbose, and it just meanders on and on and on through just religious rambling, just on, and it's like some of the things that happen in this book just kind of contradicts things that's happened previously in this series. Throughout this whole book, Armand is trying to come to terms with Jesus and with God, and about how, vampires are actually, they're with the devil, but they're also with God. It's so convoluted and just a mess. I mean, it's a real mess. It doesn't make sense to a lot of things that's happened previously in this series. And, you get his whole story clear back from when he became a vampire in the 1400s all the way up until now. But it's just not an entertaining read, I didn't think. And, the saddest part about this book is the best things that I read with this book, the parts that I enjoyed the most, are where they were talking about things that happened in previous books, and that's not a good sign for your story. In this one, Lestat has just got back from being with Memnoch the Devil, and he's like laying in a trance. They can't wake him up, and Armand and David Talbot's there from the Talamaska, and David basically just talks Armand into telling his story. It's just kind of a stretch. It just doesn't seem very natural with why he does it. He just agrees to it and does it and tells his story, even though he thinks, Lestat was wrong for writing the books that he wrote. Because that's the other four books are supposed to be books that Lestat wrote, and it just, I don't know, it just goes way too long. It's like 520 pages long, and despite I was on vacation. I started this like a day before I went on vacation. I was on vacation for a week's time of reading this, but in the evenings, when we had nothing going on, I had time to read. But I just didn't read it a whole lot, and despite being on vacation for a week, this book still took me 2 weeks to read, that's by far a low point in my reading habits from 2015 so far. I just wasn't into it. I wanted to finish it. If this would have been a standalone book, just a one-off book, I probably wouldn't have finished it. It would have probably been a did not finish book, which I've only done that with, I believe, 2 this year. But I didn't want to do that with this, because I do want to continue on with the series. I do want to go further past this book. I'm really hoping that this is the one exception out of the series of the books that I don't like. I hope that I enjoy the ones past this, but I'm really skeptical now, because this is the one, like I said, where I agree with the people that don't like it and why they don't like it. It's just not a very good book. So the Vampire Armand, guys, I'm only giving this one a 2 out of 5. If you've never read this series, definitely check it out. It's, in my opinion, the greatest vampire series ever. I mean, and got a plane going overhead here. But it's just a fantastic series. The first 5 books are just amazing. So, you know, I'm not letting this one frustrate me. Definitely check this series out if you haven't, guys. The next one is it Merrick? Merrick? Yeah, I think it's called Merrick, where it kind of, I think it's a crossover of her witch book series, which I'm not even sure the name of that, and the Vampire Chronicles. It's kind of like a crossover book, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm going to finish out the whole series. I've got to. I enjoyed the beginning of this series too much to just stop now. So yeah, guys, that is the Vampire Armand. I appreciate you guys watching. Take care. Later.